What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? If there are any ladies listening to this podcast, probably have problems. Got the boys with me, got Parker, got Colin here. Colin, you have clinched, correct?
I have.
So Colin is clinched, and there are two other members on this podcast that have not been eliminated or clinched. We'll save that for later because it is an interesting one. It's a very interesting one, and you get two of the remaining three
Four.
that are in
Four.
that boat. Four. There's four that are in that boat. Yeah.
Yep.
It's myself, Parker, the Mariner, and Finkel's finest, all battling for the seventh and eighth seed. And you got the Denver Dogs and Ronnie's troops down there at the bottom who have been eliminated. And if you asked me to start the season, who will be the first two teams to get eliminated from playoff contention? There's
Two
a
good
very
guesses.
strong possibility that those would be my answers. Yeah. So not, no shade. Injuries happen, but we've seen this movie before. You just hope it changes, and
Not changing, man.
this
We're
one- this
on year
one's-
10. This is like the seventh or eighth time we've gone there.
It's tough. Colin, how are you feeling, man? You've clinched the playoffs. You're in it, but you had an up and down season, but you're in, and that's all you need. And you're coming off a huge week, 130 something, led the league in scoring last week. Break it down.
I feel good. Got the second most points in the league. Seen a lot of opportunity with my guys. And we'll just see what the matchups are come playoff time. There's a couple teams I would prefer to play first round. I think everyone knows Aaron Grammer would be my first target. He has this, I think, second least amount of points in the league this year, and is somehow 8-5.
Are you serious?
Yes, dude.
Yeah, Aaron. I think I quoted this last podcast, but Aaron has self-proclaimed the worst, best fantasy team of all time.
Because I think when we recorded last,
Honestly, just good management. Just
Yeah,
once we get into my team, we'll get into some bad management. I think this is an example of good management. He's just piecing it together week by week. You know what I mean?
He's
When I lost the league, I always complained. I said I had like the second or third most points in the league, whatever, yada yada. You know what you told me? You can only play the teams in front of me, and it pissed me off every time you said it. But the point still remains. Aaron's been playing the guys in front of him. He's been getting wins, and you got.
he's getting it done.
It's gritty.
He definitely
been gritty all year.
Yeah, so I mean, but I know he's happy to be in the playoffs, as every team that's clinched is. So we'll see.
And when you change your fantasy team name to D and special team specialist, which is kind of a mouthful when you say it out loud.
I love it.
You know that you're not feeling great about the roster, but to sit there at 85 clinched up, I mean, he's got to be feeling pretty good about things. He's not doing a comedy set. That's more than Josh and I could say at this point.
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct. I mean, a win's a win no matter how you get it done. So props to Aaron for that.
Yeah, no. When we were on this last, I think he was 5-1, and he said he was the worst 5-1 team in fantasy football.
Self-proclaimed.
And he was. I think from there he's been 3-4. And there's probably a few wins that he squeaked out. I know last week, I don't think he scored many points, but he got a win. Yeah, he's won
doing enough.
84 points.
He makes you grind him out.
Yeah, he's been here. Aaron's point totals in wins this season: 79, 93, 82, 106. That's a good win.
There he is.
91, 100, good win, and 84.
Good.
So he's had 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 wins with less than 85 points. And in this league, that's a lot to ask for. But every year that happens to somebody where they just get the luck of the draw. And, I think Aaron's been due for some luck in this league. Always been a middle of the pack team, but usually has a good roster, and it's dangerous come playoff time. This is kind of the opposite, where he's going to be
this team that his success this year really just eclipses who he is because he drafts with a magazine, he's putting up gritty numbers, and he's getting dubs. It's old school. I love it.
Yeah, I like that breakdown. I like that comparison for him. Just a gritty season. We'll give some shout outs to other teams who have clinched the playoffs. You're one of them. Aaron's another one. Dylan.
Grant, I think Grant deserves a big shout out. He's got a great team this year.
Yeah,
Yeah, big year from Grant.
Grant has crumbled as of late. He's lost
I
1,
know.
2, 3, 4.
I like his players though.
He's lost 5 out of 6. So
Wow, I didn't
you know,
realize.
yeah, no, he started really hot, lost 5 out of 6, and the way this league goes, like that means he could be hot during the playoffs. They could
Which-
flip that switch.
I was gonna say that brings me to the point of Dylan and Joey on the opposite end.
Mhm.
Both have won 6 straight.
Wow,
Not always what you want heading into the playoffs.
it's not always what you want. You know,
It isn't, but
you're in fantasy. You're always waiting on that regression to the mean when you get a few. I battled it all year with like Keenan and Travis early on. They were going crazy, and I knew they weren't going to keep up that pace. I didn't have enough guys to trade them because I didn't have an alternative, but I knew it wasn't going to happen, and it hasn't. My team's fallen off a cliff, so you worry about especially Dylan's got all those young guys. I know he's not going to like that, and I'm probably going to hear about it here in whatever point he listens to this. But you definitely got to work. You got situations like Bijan and Jameer where they just give it to the wrong guy in the red zone. It might not be your week.
Yep.
You worry about that in a playoff situation. I think Joey's a bit more sturdy, but
Yeah,
that's
typically it
just
is.
Joey.
yeah, I do think, like you said, it could go either way with Dylan's team, where it's Jameer Gibbs. Now that Montgomery's back, he hasn't been as explosive as he was during those weeks that he was out. You never know with the Falcons. It looks like they're giving Bijan more work, but maybe next week, like they're starting to incorporate Cordero Patterson again.
Yeah, I don't know what
Mhm.
that's about.
Just like out of nowhere, 13 weeks into the season, he's like, "Fuck it, let's give Cordero Patterson 9 carries." So
New
They had
wrinkle.
to save him.
New
Yeah.
wrinkle.
he's older, keep his legs fresh, and then they might make the playoffs, so like they're still playing for something. So
They're in the playoffs as of now, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they winning the division?
so they're not just gonna like save Bijan for next season. Like they're gonna try to win, right? Like whether that means Cordero Patterson 12 carries and whatever, it could be something that Dylan has to look out for. But
The potential is
Dell-
there to put up a huge number. Like those guys are all stud football players. Like
Yeah.
he has the potential to win it. Obviously, it's just.
Oh yeah,
I think the variation is higher with Dylan's team than realistically than Joey. I think who has to probably be your favorite at this point to win it at the end.
Well, and not to go back to the whole points thing, but Dylan has had substantially less amount of points scored against him than anyone else in the league. I mean, it's really not even close.
yeah, wow.
And that definitely helps your record.
It doesn't hurt. I've been there and been on the right side of that, but it gets you in a winning mindset, and that's it's valuable. You feel every week like you're gonna come in and you're gonna win. You believe in your guys, and so you got to give him credit where credit's due. He's won the games. He's won 6 in a row, and he's up there. He
Yep.
just wouldn't be my favorite to win it at the moment, but he's probably in that top group.
It's fair. I mean, Tank Dell going down, that's a big injury for him.
It hurts.
Trevor Lawrence we'll see what happens. It's a high ankle, so and it's not like Trevor Lawrence was lighting it up anyways, but Dell going down could hurt. He does have Christian Watson, who also I think got hurt, but he's more questionable than Dell, who's on the IR. But yeah, I mean, if CeeDee Lamb continues to produce like this, like when you can get that kind of production out of a wide receiver and you have capable backs, like it's going to be tough to win.
Me.
What's up?
I said CD sure as hell did it to me last week, and he should have had more.
Yeah,
Should have had more. I'll take the Tank Dell conversation and transition into the gentlemen who have had a great year. The only reason I use them is because they made a bit of a painful transaction the other day with the Tank Dell injury. you trade a couple of Texans weapons away, and then Tank Dell gets hurt, that may be a little painful down the stretch.
Yeah, that was the week before. We made the trade the week before.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they didn't know. There's nothing you can
Obviously,
do
they
at that
didn't
point.
know. Yeah, no, I was looking to make a move. I reached out to them. Obviously, I have CJ Stroud, and I like what Nico Collins did in the beginning of the season when he was healthy. Coming back from the injury, he had like 11 targets but didn't catch a touchdown. I'm like, if he continues to get these targets, they're throwing the ball downfield. Nico Collins has a chance to be really, really good, regardless of if Tank Dell's in the lineup or not. And obviously, with him going out of the lineup, it's big. But for them, the gentleman, like, if they can get anything consistently out of DeAndre Hopkins, who's starting to turn it on a little bit with Levis back there, that makes them pretty scary coming down the stretch. Yeah, obviously McCaffrey and Rashad White. I traded them Rashad White, who's been really, really, really solid in the second half of the season. And yeah, I mean, obviously they have some quarterback in Philly that just gets 1-yard touchdowns that helps his stats a lot. But
Please go into detail about their quarterback and how many points he scores on a weekly basis.
Yeah, it's just tush pushes. That's it.
Yeah, that's all.
I would actually be interested to see what he would be ranked in fantasy if he didn't have tush pushes. I bet he would be like
what if
QB
when they do the tush push, it's a 1-yard play. So can they run just a normal QB sneak?
Yeah, like how do they get there?
Like they're on the 1-yard line
down the field.
I mean,
they're on the one a lot.
Last week said it all.
They had beaten like 3 very, very good teams in a row before that. Like that was a brutal stretch, and I think the Niners are probably the best team in the league.
Well, hopefully they don't have to play the Niners in the playoffs, because then it'll just be another year of Jalen Hurts wasting a fucking elite roster.
The Niners have the best player in the league at like 7 positions.
Yeah, they're good.
Correct.
They're good. Yeah.
It's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, they're my Super Bowl favorite for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, gentlemen, really, really solid team. We touched on Joey's team, touched on all the guys who are going to be in the playoffs. That's your top 6 seeds right there.
One thing I just thought of that I do feel like we have to mention, because I was the one that brought up Grant, so I feel like I should bring it up. He is getting a big piece down the stretch back that could completely change the league. Justin Jefferson is good enough to completely alter the fantasy playoffs.
It's true.
Just saying. I just want to throw that out there. And Kyron Williams having a Rams running back that is like the guy.
Yeah.
It's dangerous, as you saw 2 weeks ago.
No Kirk though, throwing the ball to Mr. JJ. That's big.
Yeah. Dobbs.
Kirk just says he fucks. He just says he hucks it and fucks it. It's like, let's go.
Yeah,
he does do that.
JJ's down there somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think Grant does, now that JJ's back, has a really, really intriguing roster. Chuba Hubbard, obviously, like, bad offense, but he's getting touches and he's a talented player. He had 22 last week on 25 carries. So, like, they're clearly just like, fuck it. Like, we're just going to hand it to Chuba. Kyron Williams, obviously a stud. AJ Brown and Justin Jefferson. If Justin Jefferson can be 80% of the player that we know he is, like, that's probably the best 1-2 puncher receiver in the league. Sam Laporta has been a monster this year. He's tight end too.
My thing right now, and not to cut you off, Josh, but there's 2 guys that I think are like a nuke almost in the league that like basically make the floor of their team like basically higher than anybody else, and that's Colin and the gentleman. With McCaffrey and Tyreek Hill, watching him play is just insane, dude. He just runs past everybody.
He just runs the wrong route and scores.
Like, nobody can do anything about it. It's insane. But Justin Jefferson could be, and there's not a lot of guys that can even be in that conversation, but I think Justin Jefferson could be the third. And so,
yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I think those 3 teams, at least their floor, is scary coming to playoff time.
Agree. And obviously
Agree.
Colin has the the tandem of Tua and Tyreek, which
We can
Pays off.
thank Aaron Grammer for that one.
Yeah, never forget Tua being on fucking waivers right after the draft. It's like, what are we doing?
yeah. That was the product of a lot of drinking.
What are we doing?
But not when you think about it. Aaron had Lamar, Dak, and Tua
Well, why
all
did
at one time.
why did he have all of them in the first place?
I don't
Gotta
know.
figure it out. You just put some competition in the room. I like it.
Did he draft 3 quarterbacks on draft
No,
night?
he didn't draft Tua. Tua went on draft.
Yes, he did.
He did?
I'm pretty sure he drafted Tua, and that's how then he dropped Tua.
I
Okay.
feel like Tua got dropped off of initial rosters.
That makes sense. I definitely
I
thought
remember
about
him
drafting
popping
Tua.
up and being like, "Oh shit, Tua's available." That's kind of
Yeah, Aaron basically had 3 top 10 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
a good
Who's
problem
he-
to
who's he
have
got
until you
now?
just drop one.
He goes between Dak and Lamar. Or is Lamar? Yeah,
Yes.
goes between those two.
He definitely should have traded one of them at the deadline, but that's another story.
He tried.
He did?
He was shopping.
Okay. Yeah, it was a pretty quiet deadline. There were 2 moves made in the last hour. Nothing huge, but I think overall this has been about league average for trades this year. No monster trades. Walker fucked up or no?
I mean, fucked up somewhere.
Did he make any
Uh,
trades?
I don't know if it was draft night or trades that got him fucked up, but something's gone wrong.
He made it. He traded. Who did he give Borman for like Tony Pollard?
Oh. He also got Pacheco in that deal.
Oh, good. Who did he give? He gave Metcalf, I think.
I
Yeah, I think it was Metcalf.
think it
that
was
was a
actually
pretty fair trade. From
Yeah, I
what
think it
it
was
was
a
a good
pretty
trade.
even trade at the end of the day.
Good trade, and it didn't. No one really overreacted to that. I don't think. But
Sure.
yeah. So
No, I've definitely said some things in the group just fucking with Walker. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sure I said something.
yeah.
And his trade history is just so bad. It's that every time I see the Denver Dogs made a trade, I'm like, oh shit, here we go.
No.
Riggs, he got him. Get him, Riggs. Sick him.
Get him.
Back up.
All right, so let's move on to the 7-8
Yeah.
Battle.
Here it is.
So me and Byron played this week, and Parker plays against the D in special teams specialist. And here's how I'm viewing it right now. If I win against Byron this week, we both have 6 wins. We would share wins against each other if that's the case, which I believe then goes into points scored. I believe. I can double
It
check.
does, which Byron would have.
Byron will have unless
Assuming it goes.
right. Unless right. Or if like he puts up 50 and I put up 1. I mean, even still, I think he's gonna score me. Then if I win and the D and special teams specialist can pull off the win against P, I have the head-to-head against P. We would both be at 6
Correct.
wins, and P would get knocked out.
I don't have a tiebreaker situation at all.
I was gonna say
I don't have
Parker's
it against Borman.
biggest
I don't have it
kryptonite
against
is
Josh.
I don't think Parker has a head-to-head matchup. And who's
I beat
left?
Byron, I think, didn't I?
No, he has to
No,
have.
I'm-
He has to have something.
No,
I didn't
Byron
beat
has the
I don't have
head-to-head.
any of those head-to-heads. Who did I beat?
Parker doesn't have a head-to-head with who's left.
Well,
Parker has the luxury though of if he wins, he's in.
that's a good one.
If he wins, he's in.
Yeah.
Yes, because
I'm
he'll
a
have
game
one more
ahead
win than
currently.
you.
What about Byron? Byron would also
I have
be
the
in.
same amount as Byron. I have 1 more than Borman and 1 more than you.
So I'm trying to figure
Yes.
out how Borman gets in because he has 5 wins.
I broke it. I broke this out already today.
Yeah.
Are you
I
good?
have to lose, and I believe
So Borman gets in if Parker loses, Borman wins, and Byron wins, Borman would get in because Borman has the head-to-head over Parker.
Wow.
Fucking week 1, man.
Wow.
So everyone kind of controls their destiny
A
a
little
little
bit.
bit.
Borman needs help.
Yeah, you and Byron have the best chance, obviously, with having one more win.
Well, I feel like Josh has just as much of a chance because he plays Byron.
Right, but
beat
Josh still
Byron,
needs a
Parker
lot to
loses.
happen, even with a win.
No, I just need Parker to lose.
Yeah, but you have to win, and Parker has to lose.
True.
So
But
you just need more.
yeah.
Right, but Borman needs the most.
Yeah.
Because
Correct.
Josh's game hinges on 2 outcomes. Borman's is 3.
Correct, because of Borman's head-to-head not being as strong as Josh's.
Coming for your ass, Grammar.
Yeah, I sent
So
Grammar
Gra-
a text last night. I said, look, we need your boys to have a good week of practice. Lock the
I
fuck
also
in.
sent Grammar a text last night, and he said, "Yeah, I know, dude. Rudy just texted me."
Yeah, we're huge fans of the dude specialist this week.
I love hearing that. I really
I
do.
just want to see chaos. I want to see the
Breaks
most
hearts.
outrageous thing happen.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're going into this week with we're a little banged up. Swift got hurt. Trevor Lawrence is out for Ridley. There's some things that we might need to clean up. During practice or through the waiver, we'll figure it out. But we'd love to be going into this week 100%, but that's not going to be the case. So, yeah, I mean, either way, we were sitting there at I think 1-6, 1-7, and it wasn't looking good. But we've turned it around, and here we are with 1 week left in the regular season, fighting for the playoffs. So, we're proud of the way the locker room got together and looked ourselves in the mirror and said, look, this isn't how we're going to go out. We're not going out like this. We're not getting eliminated and being in that same group as the dogs and the troops. That's not who we are. So yeah, I do think over the last month of the season, we've really put together a good product on the field, and we're happy with that, but business isn't, we're not done. We got more to accomplish. And if you guys let us in the playoffs, you better look the fuck out, because we're looking for a championship.
You will be you will put up a fight in your round 1 loss for sure.
That's how you feel about it.
I mean, it's been an impressive comeback. I will give you that.
It has been.
And it's not like we're scraping by with like 80 points in a win. We're putting up 100 points. We're putting up 95. We're a legitimate team right now.
But you're playing a very, very good fantasy team.
Yep.
We've done that before. We've played good fantasy.
This is true. I mean, this is a fantasy team that's scored almost 100 more points than you this year. Actually, maybe more.
That's okay.
You got
Well,
CJ Stroud playing the Jets. That ain't easy.
We've had this game circled on the calendar for a long time. This has been the game. We lost to these guys back in week 8, and that's when everyone came at me. Is it time to press the panic button? What's going on? What's happening to Rudy? And since
You
that
act like
game,
it was an unfounded question. You were 1-7.
Yeah, it's not like you're being picked on.
No, we were. And
Okay.
after that game, that's when people were coming at us. We said, you know what? We get to play these guys one more time at the end of the season. And when we play that game, it's going to mean a lot. And here we are. Here we the fuck are. And we're ready for our opportunity.
The fuck are, he said.
Right.
Like, what does Jeff
Not
Brown
to-
say? Let's go win the football game. Let's go win
Not
the
to
football
pour
game.
salt on the wound here, but your matchups are so bad.
Good. Good.
I mean, you basically play a top 10 defense at every position,
That's
almost.
good. That's
Good. Brings out
Even
the
your
best in our
bench.
guys. Brings out the best in our guys.
I didn't realize you had.
That's kind of where I'm at with my squad. I feel like a lot of this all kind of hinges on me. Like on whether this goes kind of basic, just kind of watch who wins your game and see who's going to be that last spot.
Yeah.
If it goes into full on chaos where everybody's like I think this is who's going to be in, but you really basically are waking up on Tuesday and waiting to make sure that that's true. Or at least I've been in that spot before where I've like had the tiebreaker, but still didn't trust it until I like woke up and it processed and I was in there.
I agree with that.
I don't know. We enjoy having our backs up against the wall. More so, we enjoy everyone wanting us to lose. It's kind of that's kind of my favorite because that means that everybody can be disappointed if we do on Sunday. I will say I don't know if anybody's seen the hit that Derek took on Sunday. It didn't look great. I think he legitimately has a concussion.
I would think he does, but they're saying he doesn't.
Well, I'd almost rather he does because I have Tyjae Spears, and I would rather just like be 100% Tyjae Spears than like a little 50-50 deal, like worrying about limiting Derek's touches and shit like that. So that's not great coming into a must-win game. I don't really know what Trevor being out does for ETN. Like, I don't know. I do really like Rashee Rice against the Bills. That just feels like a game where he gets a touchdown. But I don't know. I feel like my guys, I have good players at every position, but each week I've got like 2 guys that play well and 2 guys that don't really do shit. Or I have a quarterback that sucks. That's been a problem a lot of this year. Fuck you, Kenny Pickett.
I don't
I'm
know
not
what the
gonna lie,
fuck you're doing there.
I was thinking maybe, new OC, they had 400 yards the week before playing the Cardinals. I don't know. I definitely didn't plan on him getting hurt in the first fucking quarter.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
That's fair.
What hurts is when I was deciding, I was between him and Geno. Geno seems like he would have been a better pick last week with 30 points. But that play at the end of the or not the end, I guess it was the third quarter with the Jags right before Trevor got hurt when ETN gets stuffed at the 1 and then they run it with Trevor. That was a dagger. It really hurt. It was it was kind of like an this really feels like it's happening because there's been moments each week where I feel like my team is gonna win and we just keep fucking losing it down the stretch and slowly the other team catches up and pulls away. So I think we got one more in us, and then at that point all bets are off. You're in the playoffs, and like I said, I've got guys that can go. So
yeah, it just takes getting in.
Exactly.
Anyone can really win in the playoffs. It's
I
pretty much
won
anyone's
Joey,
league.
and I lost to Joey by like 0.1 points one game, and then our last matchup wasn't far off. So I mean, worst comes to worst, that's who I'm matched up with. I feel like I got a shot. I feel like I got a shot against anybody. Are we the favorites? Hell no, not anywhere close. And I feel like I probably could have done a better job managing the squad this year. Jahan Dotson is proof of that. But we're gonna battle our way in. We're very confident we're gonna beat the D and special team specialists. We'll see you all next week.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's got some decent matchups. He's got a chance to make some noise.
I like Fields against the Lions a lot.
Yeah. I could see Dak really fucking up against Philly. Even though their secondary hasn't been that great.
Fuck up against Philly. Brendan Aubrey. That man is a beast.
Yeah, he is. He's been awesome.
Brendan Aubrey is a dog.
I will say Dak carved up Philly last time they played.
Yeah, but they didn't have Kevin Byard.
But he could also – that's where he's got the luxury if he could put Lamar in there against the Rams.
Yeah.
The Eagles did just get Shaq Leonard.
Yeah. Sunday night. Yeah. At least it's in Dallas.
There have been great games. I feel like the Eagles have been in the great game every week for the last 5 weeks, to be honest.
Dude, yeah, their schedule
they've had has been insane.
Nuts. Yeah, been insane for sure. All right. Anything else we want to touch on?
Who's your all's favorite?
I like.
I think Joey's probably mine.
I'm gonna say pick. You can't say yourself.
Hmm.
Well, I don't think
So-
Josh and I are going to be picking ourselves. We shouldn't be. Is the favorite? That'd be wild.
You're going with Joey.
I'd probably go Joey.
I'll give a shot in the dark one. I like Grant.
Yeah. I've been talking Grant up the whole time. And
Yeah,
I
I
think
like
I did it
Grant.
the last time we were on the pod. I like Grant's squad.
Yeah, if he
Do you
can,
really like Grant squad?
if Jefferson can get there, then
Yes.
they're going to be dangerous for sure. You get pretty consistent points out of Herbert, Kyron Williams, Justin Jefferson, and AJ Brown. Like it's just going to be hard to beat.
It is.
And Laporta, and like if Kenneth Walker comes back and he's healthy, like
Laporta has been a beast.
he's unreal.
It's been so good.
I think I would pick the gentleman.
What?
I mean,
I mean, having McCaffrey and Jalen Hurts can win you
That's
almost any game.
fair. It's fair.
and they have like Hawkinson is just as good as Laporta. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown is just super consistent.
Yeah, he's like a lesser. He's a decent match to AJ Brown, I guess. Like you're gonna get a solid week out of him.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't hate that pick. They've been putting up like 110 a game, it feels like.
I think they're averaging like right at 100 a game almost.
Yeah, I mean they're leading the league in
A little
scoring.
over. Are
They're
they?
leading the
Yeah.
league in scoring. Damn, Raffle, you really are second in the league in scoring, huh?
I've got a chance.
You do have a chance.
And
You're
Tyreek Hill-
probably, I'll be honest, you're probably the biggest sleeper going into the playoffs.
for sure.
Yeah, I like that. That's where we want to be.
And no one's talking about Booze and Cruz this year. They're just flying under the radar. Second in the league in
Yeah.
scoring. All right.
Just real subtle.
Yeah. I don't
really
I don't
would
believe
like
in
Gus
that.
Edwards to keep some touches, but I don't know how that's going to go.
He'll get the goal line
Well,
touches.
that's interesting that we took 3 different teams. I think somebody gets upset. Like somebody's gonna lose week 1, round 1.
Yeah.
Somebody good.
Well, right now, what's crazy is I would be playing the gentleman in the first round.
What is that like the?
It's the 3 and 6,
Mm.
which is like that's
How
the
much-
top 2 scoring teams right now that would play first round.
Wow.
Let's see how much room is there to be like there's some things that could happen though with the rankings for sure.
I believe if I win and Grant loses, I believe I'd be matched up with Aaron.
If you win and Grant, okay.
Depending on what happens with Aaron's game.
Once
If
again,
Aaron,
that's
what
what
I
if
would
Aaron
shake it up.
wins?
If Aaron, I don't think Aaron really goes anywhere. I think he's stuck in that.
Aaron's not winning. We don't even have to talk about that.
I don't think Aaron winning does anything, really.
Okay. Well, Grant
I
has
think
to be
he's
Joey.
stuck. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I would rather not play the gentleman week 1.
So
Yeah.
who would you want?
He wants Aaron.
Oh, I
Oh,
want
well,
Aaron.
yeah, but
No offense, Aaron.
what's the likelihood of you playing Aaron again?
I think if I win and Grant loses,
will,
then I
like,
think
so.
I'd play Aaron. But I don't know. It's one of those.
I mean, you couldn't
You gotta beat everyone anyway. So
ask for a better
Yeah.
scenario though. Like for if you win and Grant loses, like you're playing Ronnie and he's playing Joey. Like
yeah.
top to bottom. Like it is the perfect scenario for that to happen. But again,
Gosh, Ronnie's lost 6 in a row down the stretch. It's
he's
tough.
due. He's due.
This
Every
man's
year,
backlogging.
man.
This man's gonna backlog punishments. Still has to do the Olympics.
Yeah, if he loses, we got to do We gotta go like Olympics into the comedy show or something like that. Like
Do like all 1 day marathon.
Well,
he's
and
got-
if he loses, though, Sam has to participate in the comedy show as well. So it's
Oh,
like
wow.
a dual skit.
yeah. Yeah, he
I'm
needs to like
wondering
do the
how much-
comedy show in football pads or something.
How much in-season involvement has Sam had?
Quite a bit.
I think he's had quite a bit.
Quite a
yeah.
Oh man,
When-
Sam.
When I reached out
Sam's-
to Ronnie about a trade, he was like, hit up Sam. I'm like, oh.
Oh shit.
I'm like, okay, so
So
he,
Sam is running this thing into the ground?
I think
It's,
so.
it's got to be ownership, man. Ownership is
Yeah, it's a bad hire. It's a bad
They got
hire.
a
Oh my
shaky front
God.
office. Shaky front office.
oh,
There's definitely some
my
turmoil
God.
over there.
That's crazy. I thought for sure that Sam was not involved that much.
Nah, he's
Sam
involved.
might get fired
Oh no.
after year one.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know
involved.
what that contract was, but he might be one
Oh
and done.
no, Frank Reich.
Yeah, he's gonna get the
Frank
buyout.
Reich of New Lumen.
He might get the buyout.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Ronnie's troops, man. They may need to like relocate or like do something, like just switch up the mojo. I don't know what it is. I thought bringing in a second, a second
Early on in the
Oh.
year, I really thought that their team had a decent chance of having a solid year.
I think he got eliminated the same week Walker did. Like, I don't
Yeah,
think
he ended up, but like early on, I was like, this team has some
It must
guys.
have
They've
been
got
really
some
early.
potential.
it had to be real early.
Well, you think like Anthony Richardson got hurt.
That's fair.
Aaron
Yeah.
Jones has been hurt. I think they had one more injury too. Oh, poor guys. Kelsey, I mean, I know he's the number one tight end, but like really hasn't seemed like it the last 6 weeks basically.
He's still number
Yeah.
one tight end.
Yeah.
The bar is very low. Kittle's 3,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
Kittle's had like 3 or 4 weeks where he scores like 3 points
Yeah.
or less.
Yeah. I've
Yeah,
been
I mean,
I've been riding Kyle Pitts giving me about 4 or 5 a week for the last 6 weeks.
I was surprised. I saw Laporta was ranked 8th going into this week, and I was surprised he was that low. I would imagine now he's probably like 4.
He's second. Oh well, in total points, but yeah, he's second in total points.
dude,
Yeah.
I mean, Taysom Hill is 5th, and he had 15 total points through the first 5 weeks.
Well, yeah, because he's
6
literally
weeks.
like throwing the ball, he's catching the
Yeah.
ball, he's running the ball. Like, I would hope that he can amass some fucking points. They're letting him
Well, I'm
do
just
it.
saying, the first 6 weeks of the year, he had 15 total points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's a little fucked that he's still allowed to play tight end.
But what do you put him at? Quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah, we're no.
But he
Running
doesn't
back.
play any quarter.
Dude, he's probably thrown more passes than he's caught this year.
This
He's
dude is
definitely
like,
ran more than he's
catches-
caught.
he's on like the punt
most-
team. He's like the like fucking punt protector.
Dude, I just don't think you can play him to tight end.
Well, he is.
Well, they're
He has a
letting-
lot of rushes. He had 13 rushes last game.
Dude, he's a running back. He's
He had
not a
13
tight end.
Rushes?
Yes.
Why are they running Taysom Hill 13 times first
he's-
off?
He's good at it.
Not, I mean, he was 13 for 59. It's
I
not
was
like
about
he
to
was
say it wasn't that good.
overly efficient.
That's not bad.
If you're putting a guy like Taysom Hill back there to run the ball, you got to think that he's like a stud. Like he's putting up some numbers, not
Rudy's
grinding
got
out
a
like
point.
a few yards of carry.
When you look at his rushes, I mean, he was 13, 7, 1, 11, 9, 5.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is like as soon as they put him at running back, he'll like go catch like 6 balls for like it's like
I just I don't know. He's not
I
a
will say
tight end.
the tight end.
Well,
is
he's
a
my tight
problem.
end.
It's problematic to put him at tight end just because there's so few good options at tight end. So to
Yeah.
have some dude out there
Who's a
getting
running back.
13 carries,
Yeah.
when
You never
most
know.
tight ends are getting 3 looks a game.
Yeah.
Anything's possible with him.
Yeah. Well,
It's funny.
I- I remember I had him that one year where he like I think Jameis went down or whoever their quarterback was, and then he was the starter, and they kept him at tight end for a week. So I just played him at tight
Yeah.
end, and then the next week they changed it to quarterback. But like that's why I was like, oh, eventually they'll change him to running back. Like all he's doing is catching like wild.
But, like-
like
At that point, they
But,
were
like-
like legitimately trying to start him, though.
yeah,
like-
that's true.
That's outrageous.
he's-
You can't be having a QB1 at fucking tight end.
Yeah.
He had 8 targets against Houston,
Wow.
They use him a lot.
Yeah, they do.
5 against Jacksonville, 5 against Chicago.
I kind of
4
thought that
against
would go
Minnesota.
away when Sean Payton left.
I did
And
too.
it really has not. It almost has increased.
Yeah.
He's a unique guy.
The
Oh,
Joe's like
I-
33, 34
Yeah, he's
years
old.
old.
Yeah.
Old as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's likely gonna have some CTE in his future, but you know,
Probably already has it.
he might. He's a little psycho.
I mean, he's doing fucking kickoff coverage, running the ball, blocking. Like that is like
He-
all
he's
the
literally on, like,
ingredients for
all the special
CT.
teams.
Yeah.
High speed collisions are his thing.
He's in like 15 car wrecks a day.
Just roll him back out there. Number 7, Taysom Hill, Swiss Army knife.
Oh man.
Just a fucking battering ram.
Yeah. All right.
He's fast as hell. Like when you watch
Oh,
him
yeah.
play, it's crazy.
No,
It's
he's
crazy.
like I understand why they give him the ball.
Yeah, like he looks good in his hands. Like
No,
he
he does.
looks solid.
Yeah. And he
It's
just,
just the concept of it is crazy.
yeah, he just looks for content.
That's funny.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Anything else y'all want to
Nah,
I'm
glad we
good.
got the Taysom Hill conversation in at the end.
add? All right, boys. Well, we'll maybe hop back on here when the playoffs are all settled in, make some predictions and stuff. And I just wanted to get on here and talk about scenarios and break down the regular season. But yeah, man, it's been good. Should be an interesting week. I'm the biggest D and special teams specialist of the year. So yeah, man, let's get it done.
Hearts.
Do it for Gus Johnson. And yeah, we'll catch y'all back here next week.